Why do average managers keep getting promoted while stronger ones like you stay stuck? I've been in management for 13 years and I got passed over twice because I avoided office politics thinking my results would speak for themselves. But once I learned the unwritten rules and stopped playing fair, I finally got promoted to director. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 3 crucial laws from the 48 Laws of Power and how to use them to navigate office politics, give yourself an unfair advantage so that you can finally win your next promotion. So what is the first critical law to landing a promotion? I already know that I'm going to get torn up in the comments for this first law, but I had to put it in here because it's so important. And it has to do with when you're asking someone for help at work, whether it be a boss, an employee, or a coworker. Honestly, it's kind of like when you're asking somebody to house sit. If you were to say, "Can you stay at my place all weekend and feed the cat and bring in the mail?" that feels like a chore. But if you say, "Hey, you can raid my fridge, you can hit the snacks, you can use my hot tub, and I've got every streaming service imaginable," suddenly they're free that weekend. Same house, same responsibilities. The difference is one sounds like work, the other feels like a perk. And it's exactly the same way at work. Law number 1, when someone asks for help, appeal to people's self-interest. You're 10 times more likely to get someone on board when you use this, but the important part is to not use it in a manipulative way, and you have to make sure you hold up your end of the deal. So how do you do that? Well, when you ask for help, remember that everyone's tuned in to the same radio station, WIIFM, or What's in It for Me. So here's how it works. Step 1 is you just need to tune in. Figure out what they actually care about right now. What are they trying to deliver? And how does your request fit into that picture? And then step number 2, turn it up. Make the benefit obvious. Maybe it saves them time, it gives them access, or it helps them look good in front of leadership. Whatever it is, say it out loud so they attach what you're asking of them to the benefit they'll receive. And then step number 3, play it back. When everything's said and done, give them credit when whatever works. Mention their name, loop them in, let people see how they helped you make it happen. When people know that you share credit and help them get what they want when they help you, it makes it 10 times easier to get people to do what you need. That's how you get real buy-in. And when people are bought in and helping you, that's how you get promoted. And if you're serious about getting promoted, I send stuff like this to my email list months before I upload it on YouTube. Check it out down below. But even if you get everyone saying yes, you can still go unnoticed if you make this simple but deadly mistake most managers make. But if you do what I'm about to show you, you'll put yourself miles ahead of everyone else in the office. So how do you avoid this promotion blocking trap? Well, for this to make sense, I'm going to run a scenario by you and I want you to answer this question. If you were single and you were trying to get a girl's number at a bar, what's the smartest move? Would you bounce between the girl holding a drink at the bar, the girl next to the pool table, and the girl playing darts, all in the same hour, just kind of half listening and playing the numbers game? Or do you lock in on the one who's actually flirting back with you, giving her your full attention, energy, and charm? Yeah, that's right, you got clickbaited. Welcome to my dating channel. But seriously, everybody knows the answer to that question. Of course you'd go with the second option. The first just looks desperate. This same principle also applies to getting promoted. So law number 2 is concentrate your forces. Your power comes from focus, not motion. You need to treat your attention as a currency and make sure you're spending it on the things that will actually get you promoted. Because if you don't, someone else in the office will, and they're going to steal that title that we all know belongs to you. So how do you do that? Well, if you follow the 3C framework, you'll make sure that you always do the right work. So step number 1 is just choose. Pick one thing that clearly connects to your company's high-level goals. Ask yourself, if this wins, does my company win too? As well, is this being pushed as a priority in the company right now? If the answer is yes to both, that's your lane. Go all in on it. Step number 2 is cut. Trim the stuff that doesn't serve the goal. Delegate it, delay it, or just drop it. Every yes to random busy work puts you one step further away from moving up. And then step number 3 is just commit. Make it known that this is your focus. Talk about it in meetings and use phrases like, "This project will save the team 10 hours a month, or this directly supports our Q4 targets. By doing this, all of a sudden, you're seen as strategic, not just busy, and strategic people moving the business forward are the ones who get the next promotion. But having influence and focus still won't be enough unless you're using the final law that I'm about to show you. So what is this most critical law to getting promoted? Well, I want you to think of Tywin Lannister from Game of Thrones. Anyone else Game of Thrones fan? Season 8, terrible? Yeah, I know. Well, everyone was obsessed with the next battle. He was playing the entire war. He didn't chase short-term victories. He built leverage that would last decades. Every alliance, every deal, every move on the board was planned backwards from one outcome: the throne. That's why every person in Westeros either feared him or deeply respected him. And that's what leaders do. No, they don't betray people at a wedding and slit a bunch of throats. Oops, spoilers. Law number 3 is plan all the way to the end. Most managers start by asking, what do we do next? Directors are thinking 5 moves ahead because they've taken the time to think things through. So how do you do this? You just need to simply use a reverse map. So number 1, just mark the destination. Define the win before you start moving. If this project works, what's the outcome you'd want leadership to see? And then 2, map the milestones. Work backwards from that endpoint. List the key checkpoints and steps that are going to make that outcome real. Those steps become your actual plan. And then finally, number 3, mark the detours. You have to ask yourself, what's the fastest way that this could fail? Most leaders only think about the plan going amazing and perfect, but this isn't a Disney movie. If you've been managing long enough, you know that the moments are inevitable. If you don't take the time to think through what could go wrong, you're going to be put into panic mode. So if you want to look promotable, you need to build your pivots in advance. Plan B, Plan C aren't panic buttons, they're proof that you think ahead. When you show that you always have a plan because you took the time to think it through, you become an easy choice for promotion. But even when you've thought everything through, you have to be careful because as a leader, there's a bunch of little things that can trip you up and make you miss your promotion. So go watch this video next where I show you the 15 lessons for promotions I wish I knew sooner so you can save the years of pain and get promoted fast.